Today, we are talking about tip number 5 on how to gain quality B2B marketing leads. It's a 3-letter word, and this 3-letter word holds so much power. Why? Whenever I hear this, I think of YMCA, the Village People. Why? But you have to determine your why. When you can determine your why, this is what helps push you, helps you have conviction on what you're doing every day. Because you all know business is hard. There's some days you're like, what the heck? Why am I doing this? But if you have that strong why, that's what keeps you going. And if you have that strong why, it gives you kind of that outlook of what you're trying to accomplish, why you're doing it. You know, most companies sit there and they talk about what do they do, or what do they produce, and how does it work? But it's the why that makes you unique, because everyone's why is different, why they're doing what they're doing. Now, when someone first asked me this question, Donna, why do you do what you do? It was simple: to make money. You know, I have to earn a living to support my family. But no, dig deeper. The first time I went through this worksheet, it was with Tony Robbins, and he brought you through a 7 levels deep worksheet of why. I thought it was stupid because he goes, why? And I said, well, I got to make a living. But why? By like the 4th time, I'm like, okay, what are we getting out of this? I don't understand. Why am I answering the same question? But then it dawned on me as I started to dig deeper on why do I do what I do? Because I don't just make sales. Why do I pick up marketing books on the weekend and start to read them? Why do I look at some LinkedIn posts late at night? No one's got a gun to my head. No one is forcing me to do it. I'm not going to get fired if I don't do it. So why? Why do I do it? And this is what you have to sit back and do. You have to think about what your why is. Because if you're only doing it because it's to make money, you're going to say and do what is ever needed to make that sale. But you don't want to just make those one-off sales. You want to build relationships with this individual so they come back and they buy from you year after year. This gives you what I like to call your ideal clients, loyal clients, whatever it is, that gives you that nice little set of people that you can count on. They're not shopping around based on price because they trust you. They know the information they're going to get from you is quality information. It's a quality product that's going to last. Yes, they could get an inferior product. It will cost less, but then they're going to have to buy it again or a different product. And so sometimes when people are searching around for that least expensive product, least expensive list, least expensive marketing agency, does it really pan out? Do you get to the level you want to be? Does the product do what you need it to do for the long haul? No, it doesn't. And that's where we're people. My father used to say, he had a saying, don't be penny wise, pound foolish. So don't go for that least expensive option because eventually it's going to catch up to you. You might have to go least expensive option to least expensive option to least expensive option to finally get to where you want to be, where if you had bought that quality option or talked to those quality consultants in the beginning, they would have gotten you right there. So you need to determine your why you're doing what you're doing. And like I said, it can't be money related. You've got to dig deep and really uncover your why. So as I went in and I discovered my why, okay, was it to increase sales? No, that can't be it. Was it to keep the family legacy going? Yeah, that could be it, but that's not deep enough. Because still there are those hard days where like, forget this. I could go do this work for somebody else who handles all the overhead, and I could just focus in on my job. So why do I do what I do? Because I love that nitty gritty of diving deep, uncovering good marketing sources that not only get my clients leads, but get them the type of leads that will buy from them year after year. Because if you're growing an audience or you're growing someone's database, if there's a high attrition rate, you're never going to get anywhere. The number's always going to stick right around whatever number, 20,000, because you're going to lose some people, you're going to gain some people. But if they're just so leads, you're going to lose them again. You're going to have to try to gain them again. So it's almost going to be that race of up like this, like ride the bicycle up and then it's going to fall back, ride the bicycle up and then it's going to fall back. Where if you take the time and you dig into deep quality lists, this is my own why. This is going to help my clients get those people that buy from them year after year. So guess what? They're not going to be riding their bike up and it's not going to be sliding back. They're going to just gradually, and we're going to go slower. We're not going to be adding a huge number, but it's going to be a nice, slow increase that brings them up the hill. And that's the kind of why you want as a brand. That's the kind of why you want as a leader. A good leader is measured by the people that follow them. When I think about that, I think about a swim coach I had when I was younger, and he switched wives, went to a different YMCA. I followed him. I left the one I was at and I went there because I liked him as a coach. I resonated with the way he coached me. And that's the same thing with a company or with clients. If they like you, they resonate with you, they trust you, they're going to stay with you as you move around. And that's what's happened to us. We've had clients who've changed companies, but they always come back to us because for 41 years, we've been thinking about quality, not quantity, about our why. Maybe I didn't identify my why back then. Back then when Ann started the company, it was to have good quality business to business lists for reputable brands like Frost & Sullivan and Forrester's and Caltech and NYU. But she didn't really declare her why on starting the company and being a leader. But I have, and I know with having that declaration of my why is what keeps me going every day. If I lose a sale, I don't get as upset anymore because I'm keeping track of more the why. Are we diving in and getting into those really good sources that are going to help our clients grow year after year? And they're going to become loyal clients of our customers. So that is why this is tip number 5 for you. You've got to determine the why. The why is what's going to keep you going. Now we've gone through, your audience, you understand your audience, you've determined a baseline of where your company is right now, you defined your mission, and now you're going to declare what your why is. When you start to put all of this together, this is what is going to give you that great framework to start to build that marketing strategy that's going to help you gain good quality B2B leads. Like I said, it's not going to be one of those quick wins. It's not going to be, we're going to add 20,000 people to your database. No, it's not. But it's going to be, we're going to add a nice small segment of people that really want what you have and that will stay with you year after year. Please hit the subscribe button below so that you'll know when the next tip is up. As you've heard, we're going for 20 tips, And when you put the whole thing together by our 20th tip, you should have that perfect framework to jump in right away and start gaining quality leads. Also, what I will list here is if you look down through the show notes, I'm going to throw in that deep dive worksheet so that you can sit there and look at those 7 questions asked to you about why do you do what you do? And don't blow it off like I did, because it really made me dig deep. And I hope it does the same for you. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me at any time at dpeterson@worldinnovators.com.